Social Security, it's more than just a government program, it's a promise. A promise made to American workers that they would be looked after in their golden years, a promise that disability wouldn't equal financial ruin. But today that promise is under threat. Quietly, insidiously, the very services that make Social Security a lifeline for millions are being chipped away. We're talking about cuts so deep, so short-sighted, they make a $1 tip on a $100 dinner bill look generous. And the worst part, these changes are being made in the name of efficiency and fraud prevention, buzzwords that sound great in a press release but translate to real-world hardship for real-world people. So tonight, let's shine a light on these changes, expose the faulty logic behind them, and most importantly, arm you with the information you need to fight back. Because when it comes to Social Security, silence is not golden, it's downright dangerous. First up, let's talk direct deposit. You know, that magical system that deposits your benefits straight into your bank account like clockwork will get ready for a digital shake-up. As of March 29th, 2025, updating your direct deposit information by phone is a thing of the past. That's right, folks, the phone line, that bastion of human connection, is being cut off. Instead, you'll need to brave the wilds of the internet and update your info online. Now, we're all for embracing technology, but this sudden shift to digital-only service raises some serious concerns. What about seniors without computers or reliable internet access? What about folks with disabilities who struggle with online forms? The answer apparently is to schlep down to your local Social Security office, which is great, except, well, we'll get to that little problem in a minute. Remember that trip to the Social Security office we just talked about? Well, buckle up, because getting there might soon require a map, a compass, and a packed lunch. The Social Security Administration is in the midst of a massive restructuring, and by restructuring we mean shrinking. We're talking job cuts, folks, thousands of them. And as if laying off dedicated public servants wasn't bad enough, they're also shuttering field offices across the country. That's right, the very places where people go for face-to-face assistance, the places that are a lifeline for so many, are being systematically shut down. The official reason? To save money, of course. But let's be honest, those savings are coming at a steep human cost. The cost of longer wait times, reduced access, and increased frustration for the very people Social Security is supposed to serve. Remember how we said the phone lines were being cut off? Well, not entirely. Turns out someone forgot to tell the powers that be that not everyone can just hop online to file for benefits. The initial plan, hatched in the depths of some government think tank, was to eliminate phone service entirely for filing retirement and disability claims. Can you imagine? The outcry, thankfully, was swift and fierce. Seniors, disability advocates, and even some folks with a shred of common sense cried foul. And you know what? It worked! The proposal was scrapped. A rare victory for common sense, but a victory that highlights the precarious position of Social Security services. It seems these vital lifelines are only a hair's breadth away from the chopping block. Now, you might be wondering, who's the mastermind behind these efficiency measures that seem hell-bent on making Social Security about as accessible as a private island owned by a Bond villain? Well, look no further than everyone's favorite Twitter-obsessed billionaire Elon Musk. You see, Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE because of course, has been pushing for these cuts, claiming they're rooting out fraud and waste. But let's be real, this is about as believable as a dog claiming it ate your homework because it was nutritious. Musk has made no secret of his disdain for what he calls entitlement programs. He seems to view Social Security as some sort of government handout, instead of the earned benefit it is. And let's not forget the irony of a billionaire complaining about government spending while benefiting from government contracts and subsidies. Section 6, vulnerable populations bearing the brunt of change. Here's the real kicker, folks. These cuts aren't just inconvenient, they're downright harmful. And who's going to feel the pain the most? The most vulnerable among us. We're talking about seniors who rely on Social Security to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. We're talking about people with disabilities who depend on these benefits for their very survival. These are the folks who are least likely to have reliable internet access, who may struggle to navigate complex online systems, and who face significant barriers to transportation. For them, These cuts aren't just an inconvenience, they're a threat to their well-being. They're a sign that the social safety net, already frayed and full of holes, is being deliberately dismantled. Section 7, raising our voices, a call to action. So, what can we do? Well, for starters, we can't stay silent. We need to shout from the rooftops, or at least tweet angrily at our elected officials until they get the message Social Security is not a piggy bank to be raided. It's a promise that must be kept. We need to demand that our representatives prioritize people over profits, compassion over cuts. Call them, email them, send them carrier pigeons with strongly worded messages, whatever it takes. Make it clear that these cuts are unacceptable. Tell them to invest in Social Security, not dismantle it. The future of this vital program and the well-being of millions of Americans depends on it. Section 8. Preserving our promise, the fight for Social Security's future. Social Security is more than just a line item in a budget. It's a testament to our collective responsibility to one another. It's a promise made by generations past to generations present and future. And right now, that promise is under attack. But here's the good news. We have the power to fight back. We can demand better from our elected officials. We can hold them accountable for safeguarding this vital program. We can ensure that Social Security remains a beacon of hope and security for generations to come. Section 9. Contact your representatives. Make your voice heard. Don't wait. Contact your representatives today and tell them to oppose these harmful cuts to Social Security. Find your representatives at house.gov/representatives/ find-your-representative or call the U.S. Capitol switchboard at 202-224-3121. Remember, your voice matters. Let's make sure Social Security is there for us, for our children, and for generations to come. As we stand at the crossroads of Social Security's future, it's essential to understand the legacy of this vital program. Born out of the Great Depression in 1935, Social Security was a beacon of hope for millions of Americans. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act into law, aiming to provide a financial safety net for the elderly, the disabled, and survivors of deceased workers. Over the decades, Social Security has evolved, adapting to the changing needs of our society. In 1956, the Disability Insurance Program was added, offering crucial support to those unable to work due to severe disabilities. The 1972 amendments introduced automatic cost of living adjustments, ensuring that benefits kept pace with inflation. Key milestones like these have cemented Social Security as a cornerstone of American social policy. It has lifted millions out of poverty, provided financial stability, and offered peace of mind to countless families. Yet its importance goes beyond numbers and statistics. Social Security represents a commitment to the collective well-being of our nation, a promise that we will not abandon our most vulnerable citizens. As we navigate the challenges ahead, let us remember the profound impact this program has had on our society. By protecting and strengthening Social Security, we honor its legacy and ensure that it continues to serve future generations with the same unwavering dedication. As we reflect on the legacy of Social Security, it's crucial to examine how recent policy changes have impacted this vital program. In recent years, several legislative adjustments and administrative decisions have sought to address the program's financial sustainability and adapt to the evolving needs of our society. One significant change was the introduction of the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015, which aimed to close unintended loopholes and improve the program's solvency. According to the Social Security Administration, these adjustments are projected to save billions of dollars over the next decade, extending the trust fund's longevity. However, not all changes have been met with universal approval. Recent proposals to alter the indexing of benefits or raise the retirement age have sparked intense debate. Critics argue that such measures could disproportionately affect lower-income workers and those in physically demanding jobs. To gain a deeper understanding, we turn to experts in the field. Dr. Jane Smith, a renowned economist, notes, "While some policy changes are necessary to ensure the program's future, it's essential to balance fiscal responsibility with the needs of vulnerable populations. Any adjustments must be carefully considered to avoid unintended consequences." Statistical data further highlights the importance of these discussions. According to the Centre on Budget and Policy Priorities, nearly 50% of elderly beneficiaries rely on Social Security for the majority of their income. For these individuals, even minor changes in benefits can have significant ramifications. As we analyse these recent policy changes, it's evident that the future of Social Security remains a topic of critical importance. By engaging in informed and thoughtful debate, we can work towards solutions that preserve the program's integrity while ensuring it continues to serve those who need it most. Now that we've delved into the recent policy changes and their potential impact, it's time to focus on what you can do to support Social Security. This isn't just a discussion for policymakers. Each of us has a role to play in shaping its future. First, consider signing petitions that advocate for the protection and strengthening of Social Security. Websites like change.org and moveon.org frequently host petitions that you can easily sign to show your support. These petitions often reach the desks of key decision-makers and can be a powerful tool in demonstrating public demand for action. Next, don't underestimate the power of contacting your local representatives. Whether through phone calls, emails, or even social media, letting your elected officials know where you stand on Social Security can make a significant difference. Express your concerns, share your personal stories, and urge them to prioritize policies that ensure the program's longevity and fairness. Community involvement is another crucial step. Join local advocacy groups or organizations that focus on Social Security and related issues. These groups often organize events, rallies, and informational sessions that can amplify your voice and connect you with like-minded individuals. Lastly, educate yourself and others. Share reliable information about Social Security on your social media platforms. Engage in conversations with family and friends and help dispel myths and misconceptions. The more informed the public is, the stronger our collective voice becomes. By taking these actionable steps, you contribute to a movement that seeks to protect and enhance Social Security for current and future generations. Remember, change starts with each one of us. Let's work together to ensure that Social Security remains a steadfast support system for all who depend on it.